Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Tahir Hussain, and today we are going to discuss the clean room class and clean room layout. Clean room, if the clean room layout is very good and very efficient, so our HVAC system efficiency will be very good and we can reduce our duct prices also. Now we will see the clean room, how the classification, how the clean room are to be arranged and how the classification of the clean room. The rule of thumb is that you should not skip over more than one class when you move towards a clean room. For example, from ISO 7 to ISO 6, not from ISO 8 to ISO 6. It means that if I want to go a clean room ISO 6, I cannot make jump from ISO 8 direct to ISO 6. I have to go from ISO 8 to ISO 7, then ISO 6. In reality, however, you can reach a cleaner class with fewer airlocks than described below with the appropriate air changes per hour. This depends on the process taking place inside the clean room, the size of the clean room, the number of people working inside the equipment inside. We will see this ISO 8 clean room, which is equal to the class of 100,000. Let's assume that an unclassified space, office or lab is ISO 9. This is unclassified. In this case, you can directly enter an ISO 8 clean room without an airlock. Depending on the production process inside the clean room, however, you may have to add a boiling room. ISO 8 zone or ISO 8 clean room, there is 15 to 25 air changes per hour. And the air pattern is non-unidirectional airflow. It means turbulent airflow. The air changes per hour, which is 15 to 25, it is not fixed. It is depending on the size of the clean room, equipment, and the number of people working in the clean room. Now we will see the ISO class 7 clean room, which is equal to class 10,000. This is one of the most common classes of clean room. If you need an ISO 7 clean room, you should consider having an ISO 8 airlock boiling room prior to entering the ISO 7 room. The air changes per hour will vary in both rooms as described below. For ISO 7 clean room, the air changes 30 to 60 per hour, and ISO 8, as we discussed before, 15 to 25 air changes per hour. In ISO 7 clean room, the air pattern is also non-unidirectional, mean turbulent airflow. Now you will see the ISO 6 clean room, which is equal to class 1000. For ISO 6 air cleanliness, you need to enter the clean room via ISO 8 anteroom means airlock lobby or decontamination room. Then go through an ISO 7 to finally get into the ISO 6 as shown in the image. In reality, however, you can reach an ISO 6 clean room with one, or recommendation is 2 airlock. Again, it depends upon the size of the room, the process taking place inside the clean room, the number of people working inside, the equipment inside. Unidirectional airflow is sometimes recommended to reach ISO 6 classification for a room of less than 4 to 6 meters in width, depending on the activity taking place inside the clean room. Otherwise, the turbulent flow is taking place in ISO 6 clean room. Air returns can be positioned on the side of the wall instead of the floor. Installing air return in the floor is more expensive. The air changing for the ISO 6 clean room is 90 to 180 air changes per hour. If you see this figure, this is ISO 6 clean room. If I want to come here, ISO 6 clean room, I have to follow this route from ISO 8 to ISO 7, then ISO 7 to ISO 6. And we have to pass 1 or 2 airlocks with coining also. Now we will see ISO 5 clean room, which is equal to class 100. For a classified room to reach ISO 5 air cleanliness, you need to enter the clean room via ISO 8 anteroom, refer to a, we can say, airlock lobby also. Then go to ISO 7 followed by ISO 6 to finally get into the ISO 5. In the reality, however, you can reach an ISO 5 clean room with 2 or 3 airlocks. The optimal layout depends on the process taking place inside the clean room, the size of the room, the number of people working inside, the equipment inside. In addition, an ISO 5 clean room needs to use unidirectional airflow. Unidirectional airflow clean rooms use much more air than non-unidirectional airflow clean room. High efficiency filters are installed across the entire ceiling. The air sweeps down the room in a unidirectional way at a velocity generally between 0.3 meter per second and 0.5 meter per second, and exits through the floor, removing the airborne contamination from the room. Clean room using unidirectional airflow are more expensive than non-unidirectional ones, but can comply with more stringent classifications such as ISO 5 or lower. For ISO 5 clean room, the air changes are 240 to 360, but again, it is not fixed air changes per hour. It can be vary. It totally depends upon the number of people, equipment working, and size of the clean room. If we will see now, this is the ISO 5. If we want to come to ISO 5, we have to follow this route from ISO 8 to ISO 7, ISO 7 to ISO 6, and ISO 6 to ISO 5. And we have to follow the 2 or 3 air locks also to come to the ISO 5. Now we will see, this is one of the pharmaceutical building layout. Whenever we are making the pharmaceutical, we have to be very careful the design of the pharmaceutical. Good building layout that having same cleanliness level and same pressure close to each other. This is the first characteristic of building layout. So this characteristics we will see in this layout. By this layout, our ducting cost will reduce. If we will see, this is the filling area 3, filling area 2, and filling area 1. This all filling area adjacent to each other. So because this area, the dust particle are bigger size, and the cleanness level of all of this area and activity is same. So when we will use our HVAC system, our AHU in this area, so our duct price will be reduced. Our duct which we are going to use, the duct quantity will be reduced, and our cost will be reduced, and it will be good for the contamination crossing also. If I will do the filling area, one filling area here and other in this direction, this place, so the duct cost will be also increased, and this building layout will be not efficient also. For the good efficient, we have to keep the same cleanliness level clean room beside each other. If we see this coating area, here the dust particle is medium size, so we keep all the medium size dust particle rooms beside each other. This all change room are near to each other. If we come this area the dust particle are small size, so we keep all like this area where the dust particle are small beside each other. So all above area having same cleanliness level. Now we will see another building layout. In this building layout, dispensing and granulation, they have the big dust particles. So this is the same way we have to design the building layout, so that the big dust particles clean room beside each other, and the other particle, the medium or the small particles clean room beside each other. So like this dispensing all have large particle generating area. It is simple to maintain the cleanliness level for this area, and our HVAC cost also reduced because AHU will come for this area here, and for this area which is have the medium size of the dust particle generating, we have the separate AHU, so our cost will be reduced, and the HVAC system will be more efficient. So I hope inshallah you like this video. Thank you very much.